Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Brinley if you are new here. You can also call me Bren. I make reaction, review, and critique content here on the web. And today we are reacting to the 11th episode of The Next Prince. Something else I also like to do on my channel is I like to dress for the theme of this series. So today we've got another princess look, okay? Because I understood that the competition has begun today. I don't know if the whole episode is the competition or if it's just part of it, but I'm wearing this dress, which makes me feel like a princess. So that is how we are on theme today, okay? And before we jump into it, make sure you are subscribed, give this video a like, and let me know what you think about the episode down below. If you wish to support me further, please check out my Patreon. It's also linked down below. Okay, without further ado, let's get into the 11th episode of The Next Prince.
พี่เห็นว่าเป็นไปได้ไหมถ้าเชื้อพระวงศ์จะสลับตำแหน่ง
Well, I think Conan wants to renounce his title as a royal. But I think we all saw that coming.
เห็นว่าอำนาจก็ไม่จำเป็น
แต่ถ้าไหนๆต้องมีอำนาจแล้วเนี่ยใช้มันอย่างยุติธรรมที่สุดเป็นประโยชน์ต่อคนหมู่มากที่สุดคงจะดีกว่า
That's actually really good advice. I agree with him. Might as well use the power for good.
หนึ่งก็อยากใช้มันให้ยุติธรรมกับคนอื่นที่สุดเหมือนกัน
Of course you do, my baby. Baby, that's a grown man. Conan is likely younger than me, okay? So he can still be my baby. I'm so proud of him. I'm not surprised he's saying this, but am I happy he's saying it? Yes.
ไม่ว่านินจะทำอะไร
Oh.
อยู่ในฐานะอะไรพี่จะอยู่กับนิน
Well, Conan should be pretty damn happy because that's exactly what he's been wanting to hear the entire time.
แต่ยังพัดพานำเอาคำอวย
This man
พรมาสู่
pisses me
แผ่นดิน
off every time he breathes.
กระหม่อมขอถวายความยินดีล่วงหน้าพะยะค่ะ
Doesn't that feel like putting the cart before the horse a little bit? What if Conan doesn't win? Am I the only one who thinks that's a possibility? Because it would make sense for the narrative. Because I could see Conan sacrificing his win to if in the end it helped the people of Emily.
การเพิ่มการแข่งขันเข้ามาในรอบนี้เพื่อเป็นประโยชน์กับคะแนน
I knew all of these old
แต่
guys.
สำหรับการแข่ง
I knew all of these old guys would be trying to rig the game in their chosen champion's favor. Not surprised.
บางครั้งเราต้องใช้อำนาจเพื่อจะสยบผู้คน แต่ว่าการผ่อนปลนให้กับผู้คนย่อมจะเป็นการรักษาจิตใจของผู้คนไว้เช่นเดียวกัน การที่ให้เอวาที่เป็นผู้หญิงลงแข่งขัน แล้วก็ยังเพิ่มการแข่งขันที่เอวามีความถนัดและมีความสามารถนั้น
Oh, he thinks he has this all schemed out. He thinks that there's no possible way this could backfire. He is so confident in the power in which he holds. Oh, he makes me angry, chat.
ว่าการที่ให้ความหวังกับผู้คนนั้นมันเป็นสิ่งที่หอมหวนซะเหลือเกิน
He is such a jerk. Make the people think they have power. Oh, shut up, King. I could have seen that coming a mile away.
ไงเขาไม่มีทางฟันดาบชนะทายาท
You don't know
จาก
that.
ใคร
I hope she wins. Okay, now I'm a fan of this outfit. Also, is it just me or does Conan's hair look different? Is it darker than normal? But I like this outfit. It's good. Is it a wig? Maybe because didn't he film some cues where he had to wear a wig? No. Maybe, I don't know.
พี่จะอยู่กับนินเสมอ
Charan has gotten really good at comforting Conan. He has.
ไปเลยพี่ค่ะ
ดื่ม
Shakri
ชา
is clearly more
ใจเย็นลงก่อน
worried.
ดีกว่า
Maybe you need some tea. Wow, Taran looks really good in that color. He looks really good in pink. Okay, that's like the costume department ate with that.
ถึงเราสองคนจะเจอกันได้ไม่นานพ่อขอให้ลูกอย่าสงสัยในความรักของพ่อนะ
Taran is just so earnest and kind. Oh,
พ่อน่ารักลูกตั้งแต่22 ปีก่อนจนถึงตอนนี้ แต่ที่ผ่านมาเนี่ยพ่อไม่อยากแสดงออกอะไรเพราะไม่อยากให้ลูกไปทัดใจพ่อยิ่งภูมิใจมาก
I'm so happy he gets to say this to Conan and he gets to have him back. Because he thought he was dead because of his dad's weird mind games. Oh, I hate the king. The king and Rat honestly deserve each other.
ได้พบกับท่านชายท่านหญิงทั้ง3พระองค์
Wow, Calvin's just like me. At every function, I'm just like pulling my phone out. Oh, gotta see if Crit tweeted on the Twitter. Kidding. Although that what I just said about checking my phone to see if he's tweeted, that is real. But we can just forget I said that. So, right? It's not like I have notifications. I have no notifications on for Twitter. What are you talking about? There's not like 5 or 6 people that I have Twitter notifications on for. Did I just call it tweeters? That's really funny. That was very boomer of me. Anyways, oh, maybe he's texting Jay, which could be his partner, because we don't know, because we didn't really see what happened after the confession. So, we don't know. He looks stressed. Calvin is stressed. His eyes are... Damn, Ned is so talented. This man, like, he acts with his eyes. Oh. And, like, his micro expressions. Chef's kiss.
ว่าใครจะได้ปกครองประเทศเราเป็นคนต่อไป
JJ's looking good in that shade of blue, green, blue, green, blue, or green. Blue, green?
และในวันนี้ครับประเทศของเราได้รับเกียรติจากประเทศเพื่อนบ้านอย่าง
Oh
ประเทศ
no
กัมพูชาด้วย
No, this is not happening on TV. This is how we find out. Shut the front door. Ain't no way.
นะครับท่านชายคาวินทรงให้เกียรติมาชมการแข่งขันราชประเพณีด้วยนะครับ
Oh, Jay is not pleased. Oh boy, Calvin, you've got a big storm coming. You've got a big storm coming. Oh no, you should have told him the truth. Jay, I'm gonna need you to lock in, buddy. Snap out of it. Because, oh god, this is gonna be so devastating. They wouldn't do this to me again. They wouldn't give them an unhappy ending in this too. They were in a miniseries back in February, and it was an unhappy ending for Net JJ shippers. They would not do this to me a second time, would they? Right? Would Demundi do that to me twice? Would Demundi do that to me twice? I'm now terrified. So, I guess the only thing we can do is keep watching. Oh, wow. Om's outfit today kind of eats. I also really like Charan's, like, royal guard outfit, I guess, is whatever his position is. I like it. I really liked that, like, military style outfit. And then they also put Ramil in, like, a military style outfit. I forget what episode it was. Maybe it was episode 3. I feel like the costume department ate with those. They did. Okay. What did they put my girl Ava in? Puff sleeves and a high neckline. Really? Okay, listen. If the neckline was different, the neckline is here. If the neckline was different with puff sleeves, like maybe a scalloped scoop neck, I feel like it'd look better. But it looks like she's trying on her mom's outfits. You know what I mean? Like when you are a kid and you put on your parents' like dress clothes just to see what it would look like. That's what it's giving. Just because of the very high neckline and the puff sleeves. But I do like the shade of pink they put her in. I do. I feel like we haven't seen her in this shade of pink yet. That coat looks hot. Like very warm because it's what is that? Like velour? Is that the word? Oh, I feel like it would be very warm in that. But I do like the button-up shirt. Why has this become Brindley critiques everybody's outfits? I mean, obviously I always do that, but I feel like last week I didn't do that a lot. This week I'm doing that.
ขอท่านชายทรงแสดงวิสัยทัศน์ให้ชาวเอมมารีได้ฟังด้วย
I wonder how this man is going to answer this. Like, what issue is he going to bring up? I mean, it's good that he gets to go first. Oh, it's a good and a bad thing he gets to go first. Because when you get to go first, you get to set the standard. So if you knock it out of the park, it could make all the other contestants look bad. This is me projecting from having to present in school. You know what I mean? But if you go in the middle, then there are people who've gone in front of you that you can kind of gauge what the heck you need to say to get a good grade. But, or if you go at the end, you have the rest of everybody to look at and tailor your answer based off of it. But the issue is, if you go at the very end, people are more likely to remember your presentation. And if you don't want them to do that, if you'd rather, then that's not a good place to have to go. Anyway, sorry for that random, but I feel like, I don't know, we haven't really found out if Ramil is like a good public speaker yet or not.
นี่ไม่ใช่คำถามที่เตรียมไว้นี่นะ
ไม่ใช่พะยะค่ะกระหม่อมจะรีบตรวจสอบเรื่องที่เกิดขึ้น
What's going on? That's not the question from the committee? Hold up. Okay, there's like two options what's going on here. Either Rat, which is what we're calling Rajita, either Rat's trying to win this in his favor. But this is not a question I think Rajita would approve of. And I don't know, I feel like, didn't they just show his face? I feel like he'd look a lot more smug if this was his doing. So if it's not his doing, whose doing is it? Is it Ramil himself's? Is it Ramil himself? Or third option, is it the person who was trying to to try to kill Ramil? Oh, so many options. Well, we know who it's not, the king. And we know it's not Rachita, because Rachita would have asked an easy layup question. And that, mind you, is not an easy layup question. An easy layup question would be, how do you feel about world peace? You know what I mean?
ว่าอย่าให้มีอะไรผิดพลาดอีก
What was that look? What was that look from the king's right-hand man? There's some interesting things going on here. I have many questions.
เราคิดว่ามันคือปัญหาภายในครอบครัว
No way.
จากสถิติของปีที่แล้วตัวเลขอาจจะไม่มากเพียงแค่ 4,000 ถึง 5,000 รายเท่านั้น
You about to... I'm gonna cry, I think. If he brings up like domestic violence, okay, that makes me think that he's behind this. Cause like, if that's what he brings up, he's clearly bringing that up because of Peitai and him being abused by Rat.
ความรุนแรงในครอบครัว
Yeah, I'm out. I'm freaking out of here, y'all. Who made this decision? Which one of you in the writers' room made this decision? Why would you do this to me?
ล้วนส่งผลกระทบต่อร่างกายและจิตใจของผู้ถูกกระทำ
ทำอะไรโง่
แต่มันเป็นความเชื่อที่ผิด มันเป็นการสั่งสอนกันมารุ่นต่อรุ่น เป็นความเชื่อที่ส่งทอดต่อๆกันมาแต่จริงๆแล้วมันได้ฝากบาดแผลไว้ในจิตใจของผู้คนมากมายทำให้คนคนนั้นขาดความมั่นใจ มีข้อบกพร่องต่างๆในชีวิต
Sorry. Fuck. Did you guys see Conan's face though? The schemers gears are turning in his brain. Also, Pei Tai's expression. Just need to take a little breather.
จนถึงการเข้าสังคม ซึ่งมันทำให้ขาด
His, oh god, Chana's side eye to Rajita was not subtle at all. I'm so sorry, I did not mean to laugh. Oh, Chana. So they all freaking know what goes on in this man's house and they do nothing? Don't piss me off. Don't piss me off. Ramel's kind of cooking. He ate. Damn, those two making eye contact? Oh, Pei Tai looks so proud.
หากให้เลือกเปลี่ยนแปลงกฎหมายในประเทศเอ็มมารีได้ ท่านหญิงทรงต้องการปรับเปลี่ยนกฎหมายอย่างไร
That is a really good question for this kind of setting. That is. I wonder what she's going to say. Probably something about being a girl boss. No, she's probably going to address a women's rights issue, which that is seems to be what they are kind of like making Ava's character about, which is interesting. And of course, I don't have an issue with that because obviously I'm a feminist. But I'm interested to see what she says.
ทำให้บางข้อก็ไม่ยุติธรรมต่อเพศสภาพหญิงหรือเพศหลากหลายอื่น
Whoa! Ava's an intersectional feminist. That's right. She's me and her. Us intersectional feminists together. I'm really impressed she mentioned gender diverse people too. Wow. Okay, Ava. Okay, script writers.
ๆหญิงมองว่าควรเพิ่มกฎหมายค่าจ้างที่เท่าเทียมเพิ่มโควต้าให้กับผู้หญิงในตำแหน่งทางการเมืองและองค์
So it's interesting what they're doing with this, and I'm sure we'll have to see if it continues with Conan, but every issue they're having them address is something that is driving their characters' actions. It's one of their character drives, and I think that's a really interesting writing strategy for sure, okay? And they're showing us like moments, in case you forgot, that are influencing their character drive, which in Ramel's case is the abuse Pei Tai and Ramel face at the hands of Ramel's father, Rachita. Ava, it is the sexism she faces from both her father, the other princes, and the king, and the systematic sexism deeply ingrained in Emily. So we'll have to see what Conan's is. The king's facial expression. Me and the king do not get along, okay? I hate Rajita. I also hate the king, okay? What was that facial expression? He clearly doesn't agree with her. It's a good thing the people are voting and not the king.
ขอพระทัยสำหรับวิสัยทัศน์
You know what's interesting about this though? That they're having the people vote on like issues like this. But if you think about it, they're not going to be the king. It's going to be their parent. Which is... But nevertheless, no matter what, they will all end up the prince of their part of the country. So it's interesting that they're having this be... You know what I mean? Like, that's the part that if this was going to result in them being the king, this would make a lot more sense. But I'm here for it. I like what they're doing with this narratively. It's just adding this to the competition is confusing because you would think it would be like they'd be talking about each candidate for king's beliefs and policies, because just because she feels this way doesn't mean Chana feels this way. Does that make sense? I feel like I'm not making sense.
วิธีการกระตุ้นเศรษฐกิจของเอ็มมารีจะมีวิธีการอย่างไรบ้างพะยะค่ะ
That is an interesting question, and that's almost... I kind of liked the other questions better. We'll have to see what Conan does with this, because we know Conan is our schemer. He's our number one schemer, okay? So we know that he will cook.
สิ่งที่เอมิลีมีดีที่สุดก็คือผู้คนที่น่ารัก เป็นกันเองพร้อมโอบรับนักท่องเที่ยวต่าง
All I'm saying is I love it when the show proves me right. It was either last week or 2 weeks ago where I was like, Conan has fallen in love with the people of Emily. This is my I'm right dance. I like being right. I love it. And it makes sense that he has fallen in love with the people of Emily. That was kind of like... I'm surprised the narrative didn't have, although he might just be about to spill. I'm surprised they have not yet used this as a narrative opportunity for Conan to cement his moral system more and to piss off the king. But he's about to say something else, so I wonder if that's what's about to happen.
แต่ก่อนจะทำแผนกระตุ้นเศรษฐกิจอื่น
Here it comes!
ๆ เราคิดว่ายังมีปัญหาที่ต้องเร่งแก้ไขอยู่
Oh, my boy. I knew it, and I knew the narrative well. I knew the writers would not drop the ball on this one.
ปัญหาฝุ่นเหมืองของอาสวะเทวาทิน
Get him!
การเร่งแก้ไขปัญหานี้ ให้กับประชาชนไปพร้อมๆกัน จะช่วยยกระดับเศรษฐกิจและความเป็นอยู่ของประเทศเราให้ดียิ่งขึ้น
Good job, Conan. He did a really good job. And good job to the writers. Because I was like, there ain't no way he gives a speech being that, you know, not pissing anybody off. Because, like, his opinions are so deeply ingrained in him. It would be so out of character for him to give a speech that did not bring up what was going on. So...
มีคนใหญ่คนโตพูดเรื่องที่ควรพูดสักทีนะดีใจว่ะ
I think they all said, actually, what needed to be said. To be completely honest with you, they all addressed different issues that clearly are running rampant in their country. And this makes me just think maybe instead of a king, there should be a council. And a representative from each house sits on the council. And on this council, they all decide things together. I don't think that's going to happen, but that's my suggestion. Like I said, I just think a council, it would be a very equitable solution. And then they would have no need for the competition either. Unless there's multiple heirs. And then you can have the competition to figure out who's sitting on the council.
Jay.
Yeah, Jay, lock in. You got to vote. You got to do your civic duty.
เป็นไรวะ
See, the solution is put them all on a council together. The way they're showing this is so anxiety-inducing. I would not want to look. I want it to be Ava. There's too much sexism. And it won't be Ramil either, because both of the issues they spoke about, there's just way too much deeply ingrained sexism in Emily for either of them to pull out winning this. And honestly, if this was in the country in which I live, it would be the same case. And I can admit that. And it's a very sad reality in which we live. But just saying. Now, if either of them win, I will be surprised. But do I think Ava should win the competition? Yes.
รามินจากผู้ชงพิสุทธิ์ครับ
What? Maybe I was wrong. Well, I was wrong. I'm really surprised. Wait, I see what's happening here. I've had a vision almost like a prophecy. Why do I feel like for each section, a different one of them will win? And so at the end, it's kind of like a, wait, you, Ramil, won the talking section, you, Ava, won the archery section, and you, Conan, won the fencing. Maybe that council is going to be a reality. They cannot. There ain't no way. Do you think they would do that? I don't know. Honestly, I'm not... Or maybe it was rigged? No, I don't think so. It could have been rigged. But if Ava wins the archery competition... or if Conan wins the archery competition and then Ava will win the fencing. That's my theory. I could be so wrong, but that's my theory. I think they'll each win one aspect of the competition. We'll see if I cooked. I might have not cooked. I might have cooked. What was that attitude? I'm gonna say something that I promised I wouldn't say. I misbook Ramil. Although that was kind of a little, in the book, him and Conan had like this very playful banter. Okay, not playful. They had banter. That kind of was given them in the book. So I do admire that little look. Yeah. That is something that I've missed out on. I remember like just laughing at their interactions, being like, this is so silly goofy. No, it was silly goofy to me. It was very serious to Conan and Ramil. The king was pissed. Oh, here we go.
น้องชายอย่าเสียใจไปเลย ประชาชนอาจจะเห็นด้วยกับวิสัยทัศน์ของพี่มากกว่า อย่ามองพี่ในแง่ร้ายขนาดนั้นสิ มันเรียกว่าอะไรนะ การปลอบใจ พี่แค่มาปลอบใจนะ
Maybe it was rigged. Even if it was, I still think my theory about each of them winning an aspect of the competition could be true.
พวกเราทั้ง3คนเป็นคู่แข่งอย่างเป็นทางการกันมาตั้งนานแล้วพะยะค่ะ
Wow, I had just said I missed their banter from the book. And guess what I freaking got? A scene of them bantering. I kind of manifested this, didn't I?
ที่ท่านพี่พูดถึงปัญหาของอัศวเทวาทิน
มันต้องมีคนพูด ยิ่งเรามีเสียงดังและหนักแน่นกว่าคนอื่น เรายิ่งต้องพูด
I feel like they're acting like she didn't say something like that too. But they all said something like that. They all kind of put themselves in the crossfire, at least in royal circles. It's interesting what they're doing here.
น้องหญิงเองก็เรียกร้องกฎหมาย
See, okay, good job, Conan.
นินตอบโต้ท่านชายรามินได้ดีไหม
You don't need reassurance about this. You know you're a schemer. He had to ruin the moment, didn't he? They were smiling. Second time in the show they've been caught smiling. And then Rachita had to freaking ruin it. Oh, man.
มันเป็นก้าวแรกที่ดีของผู้ชมพิสุทธิ์เรา
You know what? That's an interesting way of looking at it.
เพราะว่าฉันเป็นคนทำเอง
I knew all of them would be trying to rig this shit. I just knew all of these dads would be trying to rig it. I wonder, not this episode, but I wonder if Ramil will eventually tell Conan that it was rigged. I feel like he might. Book Ramil would have. Although I don't think that this was in the book. I don't actually remember. I mostly remember character dynamics. I can't believe he freaking rigged it. I mean, I believe it. And I knew all of them were trying to freaking rig it. Let's be real. All of the dads want to rig it in their favor. Except Taran. But Taran is the exception to the rule.
มีปัญญาไปชนะใคร
Okay, clearly
ห้ามพลาด
Radamil's not happy about this. And that makes sense for his character. Because I think that he felt like he really worked for this. And now his dad has essentially freaking taken that away. So I wonder what he's gonna do. I feel like this is not gonna be his breaking point though. I feel like if and when he better confront Rachta at some point before this show ends. Because if he doesn't, then what was the point? Then what was the point to Mundi? Okay. But I think his breaking point will be something worse than this. Because this is not, yes, it's horrible and he's not happy about it, but I feel like his breaking point is going to be a lot worse. Does that make sense?
คนเยอะๆสนุกดีออก ปกติบ้านเราก็ไม่ค่อยจะมีคนอยู่แล้ว
I just love that they got his real sister to play this role. I think that's very sweet.
ยังไงก็ไปคุยกับเขาให้รู้เรื่องเถอะ
มันก็เป็นไปไม่ได้
As much as I'm enjoying this, I feel like we didn't even understand what they were before this. Because I really feel like that episode, there was a scene missing. But I love them. And if they make Net JJ have a sad ending again, I will not be happy. Just like how if Ramil never confronts Rachita, if Calvin and Jay have a bad ending, I will not be happy. Why am I holding up 4 things? I'm just mentioning 2 things.
เจ๊
Calvin just rolled
ตอบ
up.
ไม่ไปนะ
มันมีเรื่องอะไรที่ต้องอธิบายด้วยเหรอ
Notice how they're both wearing gray now?
กระหม่อมคงทำแบบนั้นไม่ได้หรอกพะยะค่ะกระหม่อมต้องทำสิ่งที่เหมาะสม
I think what Calvin wants more than anything is to be treated normally, and that's why I think he's loved living in Emily, but his cover was just blown.
กระหม่อมไม่คู่ควรแม้แต่ที่จะรู้ความจริงจากปากพระองค์เองเลยด้วยซ้ำ
You messed up, Calvin. You should have told him yourself. I know why you didn't, or I can assume why you didn't, but you really messed up, dude. You messed up.
วันนี้ผมมาเพื่อขอโทษ
Net is so talented. So is JJ. But Net's like... JJ and Net, they work so well together. They really do. I'm so excited for Love Upon a Time. I'm so excited. Y'all have no idea. It's interesting. I thought he would be madder, but he just seems disappointed.
เชิญเสด็จกลับเถอะพะยะค่ะ
Thank goodness there are 3 episodes left. Hopefully they can fix
กระหม่อม
this.
บอกว่าเชิญเสด็จกลับเถอะพะยะค่ะ
I can feel the tears starting to come again.
บอกว่าเจ้าชายรัชตะโกงโหวตในครั้งที่แล้วอะ
Yeah, that was really obvious.
เลยทำให้รามินชนะการแข่งขันไปอะ
They're all on podiums like the Hunger Games. LOL, Katniss Everdeen. Even their outfits are giving Hunger Games. Although I feel like if one of them stepped off, it would end. They would just get back on the platform. Unlike in the Hunger Games, if you step off, you get ended. I'm so sorry. That look. Oh, he looked so menacing. We're in the 3rd act. Writers, what are we doing? This is the 3rd act. We're supposed to all be coming together as a team. I know that that's going to happen. And if that happens in the last episode, better not happen in the last episode. It better happen before that. Because I know I can see the plot threads. So, what's going on? But that look. Sorry. Woo. Also, Conan's hair is now normal again? Actually, it still looks different here. But it's lighter than it was in the other competition part. Ava's gonna win this. Well, the episode's over. So there's 3 episodes left. Okay, I feel like next episode we're gonna have the archery competition, then something else, and then the final competition will happen in episode 13. And it will go on from 13 to 14. And then we're gonna have like no denouement. That's my fear. That's also my prediction. I also predict that each one of them will have won one of the aspects of the competition. That's my other prediction. Even though it was rigged today. But Brinley, your theory was rigged. It doesn't matter. He's still technically the winner. Although he's not really the winner, he's the metaphor. He's the winner right now, okay? But I have a feeling there's going to be like, Ava's going to win this. Then Conan might win the fencing. Or vice versa. I don't know. But that's just where I can see this kind of going. And I'm concerned. You guys, what I do remember from the book is I felt like after the competition ended, I felt like they didn't answer enough questions. And like there wasn't enough after the climax of the story. Between that and the special chapters, I had so many unanswered questions, and I really hope that we don't have that issue in the show. So maybe episode 13 will be the fencing competition, and then they'll leave it on a cliffhanger, and then the climax of the story. And then the rest of the episode will be denouement. Or like falling action and denouement. Anyways, that was a great episode. There was lots of intriguing things going on because even though the competition was rigged, first of all, I think it's very interesting because there's no way Rachita wanted that question to be asked. So I'm curious who organized that. Will that answer ever be found? I don't know. There's some interesting stuff they're setting up here with the king. And I'm interested to see where it goes. And I'm interested to see how the Hunger Games goes next week. We're in the end game now, chat. We're in the end game. Okay, so instead of leaving an emoji down below, what I would like you to do is let me know down below who you think is going to win the competition. In total. Yes. Who will actually win? Who do you think? Let me know. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching again. Bye!